Welcome viewers to Diabetes Hope Channel, the channel where we educate you, motivate you, and encourage you to control your diabetes and probably reverse it. This is the place where you find hope. I am your co-host, Nyambura Madenge, and our host is
Wanjiko Dongo.
Welcome, Wanjiko Ndongo, to the channel.
Thank you, Sarah.
So, Mwalimu, what do you have for us today?
Today, dear viewers, is our first episode on a series of teachings that we are going to have about fasting.
Huh? Wait.
Sarah is already scared.
Fasting. Is that the fasting I'm thinking about? Or there's another one?
Which one are you thinking about?
Where you go without food and sometimes water for some days. Is that the one, Mwalimu, you mean?
Dear viewers, when we think about fasting, a lot of individuals simply think about fasting out of religious reasons.
Yes.
People imagine that you have a lot of problems that you want God to solve.
Yes.
And you really must be looking so miserable so that God can hear you.
Yes.
But dear viewers, we do fast for very many reasons.
Mwalimu, have you ever fasted?
Of course, yes.
Oh, okay.
And I can tell you, dear Sarah, it was not easy.
I know.
Fasting is not easy.
True.
Neither for me, and it is also not going to be easy for our viewers. Because fasting is very strenuous, both psychologically and socially.
True.
Sarah, every time I think about fasting, and I have made a decision to fast. For example, I say every Wednesdays I will be fasting. Now, on Tuesday night, I'm thinking about the fasting on Wednesday.
And you overeat so that you don't get hungry on Wednesday.
You even want to wake up at midnight to eat. And then when you wake up on the Wednesday morning, you are thinking about that juice that you didn't finish.
Yes, and now it's going to
spoil. You are thinking about that meat that is in the fridge. You are thinking about that fruit.
That is so me.
And I'm telling you, there are 1,001 reasons why it is very, very inconvenient to fast on the day that you have set.
I know.
And I believe that this is not just the case for me.
True.
For those of our viewers that have set a date to fast, I am sure they also find it very, very difficult. For the body does not choose fasting as its first option.
If they are fasting, the viewers, we don't know.
We shall negotiate with the viewers, don't worry. Viewers, just hold on there for the lesson, and then we are going to negotiate and see what we need to do.
Okay.
Yes. When you say you are fasting for health reasons, people look at you with very questioning eyes.
Yeah.
And they are really wondering, is there anything good about fasting? Is there anything good about depriving yourself from food? For indeed, food is something we do socially.
Yes.
Food is something we enjoy.
Yes.
Food is something we celebrate. And every celebration is about food.
True.
And people do not understand that actually we can put away food in order to be healthy.
True.
You know what, Sarah? There are many, many doctors that have done a lot of research on fasting. And what they have found is that fasting is one of the best ways to deal with metabolic diseases.
Really?
It actually works better than medicine.
Really?
Absolutely.
Ah, and what kind of metabolic diseases?
When we are thinking about metabolic diseases, we are thinking about diabetes, we are thinking about blood pressure, we are thinking about arthritis, among others. And we are simply saying, if somebody regularly fasts, their diseases are going to lessen, the symptoms are going to reduce, and for a lot of them, those symptoms will simply disappear.
Oh,
just
really?
By doing nothing, take your water and have your life. No food, no nothing. Just enjoy your water for a few days.
Wow.
Yes, but you have to do this consistently, several times on a within a good period of time. And you will realize that actually these problems do go away.
Ah, okay. Yeah. And why is this?
The knowledge of fasting is derived from the way our bodies are created.
Okay.
Our bodies were created to live in two states.
Oh, which ones?
Now, we live in the fed state and also in the fasted state.
Meaning?
Meaning, God created two worlds. God created day and God created night. And He meant day to be the time for gathering our food and eating our food.
Okay.
And then He meant night for resting and fasting.
Ah.
But you see, Sarah, we do not do that today. And this is because of technology. Because of technology, we were able to invent the lights.
Okay.
And therefore, we are not able to differentiate day and night. We are active both in the day and also in the night. So this also means that we eat during the day and we also eat during the night. Our bodies also need a rest from digestion.
Oh, really?
Yes, and this can only happen if there is no food in the stomach. So that time there is no food in the stomach, the digestive system have been given an opportunity to rest.
Okay.
And this is what is recommended for diabetics.
Okay, so eating all the time is not a very good idea.
Eating all the time is a very, very bad idea. And this is what diabetics are advised. They are told to eat small meals many times a day.
Yes.
And this is something that really, really amuses me. Because one, what is the definition of a small meal?
A small meal to you might not be the same portion for me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
For example, you find that for a laborer who has worked the whole day, a small meal for them may be one plate.
Yes.
But for somebody that has just been resting, a small meal may be a handful.
True.
And for diabetics, it's very difficult to define what is a small meal.
True.
And I have seen some of them that you eat a whole plate and they say it is a small meal. They eat breakfast, they eat lunch, they eat supper, and in between, they also snack. And let me tell you, Sarah, I have never ever seen any one of them able to control their diabetes. And the fault is not about them.
Yeah.
It is the information that they have been given by their caregivers. And this is a very bad idea.
Yeah.
And so, dear listeners, and especially if you are diabetic, if you want to reverse your diabetes, this is one of the things that you must stop.
Okay.
You must stop eating all the time, and you must only give yourself specific times when you will eat. If in any case you intend to reverse your diabetes.
Okay.
You and I are privileged because we are able to read some of the very recent research.
True.
And what this research says is that the body is self-healing, the body is self-cleansing, and the body is self-maintaining.
True.
Nobody can heal the body.
Yes.
The body has ability to heal itself.
Self-healing.
This is called self-healing and self-cleansing.
Okay.
But for this to happen, there has to be some specific conditions that the individual must adhere. And this is, there has to be no food. And I will say it again, no food in the stomach.
Okay.
And this is because the body has priority in its functionality.
Okay.
If there is food in the stomach, the body's priority is to digest that particular food.
Okay.
Once the food is digested, then the body moves to healing. And what this means is that healing best takes place in a fasted state.
Okay.
Yes.
So the priority for the body is first to digest and then
Yes.
after that to heal.
Exactly.
So if you're hungry, like you're on a fast,
Yes.
it then means that you will heal faster because there's no digestion going on.
Exactly. From creation,
Okay.
we see that we should eat 12 hours of the day, and then we are supposed to fast for 12 hours in the night.
Okay.
And this is at a situation where we are eating natural foods.
Okay.
This is at a time when we are not indulging in industry foods. That means we are not eating processed foods.
Okay.
This is a time when we are eating food that has a lot of fiber.
Okay.
And we are also eating food that has less sugar.
Okay.
At the same time, we know that the fruits that were there earlier, before genetic modification, they also did not have a lot of sugar.
True.
And that is the way God intended it, because God knew that we cannot handle a lot of sugars, even if the sugars are in the fruits.
Okay.
But under those conditions, God still expected us to fast for a whole 12 hours.
Okay.
What does that mean? We are eating less processed food. We are eating less sugar.
Okay.
We are eating more fiber. Yet God still expected us to only eat within 12 hours and to fast within 12 hours. Today, our situation has really changed.
True.
We are eating carbohydrates that are very, very highly processed.
Yes.
Meaning that these carbohydrates are consistently raising our blood sugars above normal limits.
Okay.
And this happens for diabetics and also for non-diabetics.
Okay.
And at the same time, we are consuming industrial oils that are known to be very, very toxic.
Okay.
All the time, we are eating a lot of fruits, and these fruits have a lot of sugars, way beyond what the body can handle.
True.
And we are eating during the day, and we are also eating at night.
Yes.
And we never ever fast.
Yes.
And the result is that we have severe diseases that have got into our bodies, and sometimes we do not understand why.
Yeah.
But the reason is we are eating a lot of foods and we are not taking time to fast.
Yes.
But you see, Sarah, God has given us fasting as a weapon of choice that we can use in order to assist us to battle all these severe, very life-threatening diseases. And we do that without paying a coin.
True.
We can be well if we use fasting as a way to improve these life-threatening diseases. The body is very intelligent.
True.
When a person is sick, the first thing that happens is that they lose their appetite.
Yes.
And why do you think that happens?
I don't know.
Now, this is the body's way of saying, I want time to heal. It is time for me to heal. I want to fast. And as we read, human beings are the only individuals who actually eat when they are sick. If you look at cats, when they are sick, they don't eat. How do we know that cows are sick? The first sign is that they stop eating. Unfortunately, when we lose that appetite, many times we do not understand that the body wants to heal. We are so obsessed with food and we literally force our patients to eat when they are very, very sick. And you know what happens? When we give them food forcefully, we interfere with the healing mechanisms. We actually delay healing because the person must first digest the food before the body can start healing.
Okay.
And this is especially worsened when we give them meat. And I have gone to hospitals and I have seen relatives really trying to tell the patient, please eat, please eat, please eat. And finally, the patient, you say, okay, fine. If you don't want to eat, leave the rice alone. Eat the meat. And we think that we are doing a good thing.
I do
by
a lot of that with my son. Then don't eat the rice, eat the meat.
Just eat the meat. And when they eat the meat, meat takes a long time to be digested.
Okay.
It is also very, very taxing on the body. So the literal energy that the body would have used for healing, it actually uses it for digestion. And this is not good at all because it prolongs the person's illness.
Oh no.
This concurs with a doctor called Dr. Dewey,
okay,
who said that food taken in illness nourishes the illness and not the patient.
Really, Dr. Dewey?
So, Sarah, fasting is a weapon of choice that is given to all of us, and it is given to battle chronic and severe diseases.
Okay.
And it has been proven to work over and over again.
Okay.
And in the developed nations who are thinking differently about how to tackle these diseases, they have embraced the value of fasting.
Okay. The doctors?
Yes, the doctors have embraced the value of fasting as one way of healing the body. And they have created what we are referring to as fasting centers for their patients. You've heard of them.
Canada,
yes. And this is where patients are supervised to fast. Some of such centers include one that is in California. It is called True North Health Center. And it is operated by a doctor called Dr. Goldhammer. And there's also another center that is in Florida. It is called Balance of Life. And it is operated by Dr. Frank Sabatino.
So do we have any in Kenya?
I've not had any. I don't know whether our viewers have had any. And please, if you have, let us know. I'll be booking.
I know, I would too. I would too.
It would be nice to also have some fasting centers in Kenya.
Yes.
They can only be allowed to be operated by doctors.
True.
And so if any of our doctors did this, we would give him a lot of customers.
I know. And Mwalimu, what happens in these fasting centers?
Now, something interesting happens in these centers. You get registered, you get a bed, and you get water.
Huh? Water only? The whole time I'll be there, water.
Now, these are water-only fasting centers.
Really? And do they work, Mwalimu?
Yes, they do, from the testimonies that I have heard from those guys that have been there. And what we find from their experience is that fasting is as essential as eating and sleeping. And any person who wishes to live a healthy life must be willing to include fasting as part of their health schedules. So this means just like we encourage our individuals to take water, we should also encourage them to fast on a regular basis. And in later episodes, we are going to bring to our viewers' attention more information on fasting, how they can carry out a fast, how many days we allow for non-supervised fasting, how they can break a fast, and we are also going to talk about very, very many other things about fasting.
And if you're on medication?
It's important for those people that are on medication to know that they require their doctor's permission and supervision if they intend to go on a fast, and especially if they intend to go on a long fast. Because medication interferes with other body functions, and the experience of fasting may not be good, and therefore it is not advisable to do this if one is on medication. They must get an approval from
their doctor. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, nice, Mwalimu. Looking forward. Not really, but yeah.
So, dear viewers, I believe you have enjoyed that lesson. And for me, it is going to be goodbye until next time, when we are going to meet in the next episode, and we are going to agree what is the way forward about using this free tool of fasting.
Okay.
Yes.
You know, Mwalimu is a teacher professionally, so there has to be practicals. So I'm not looking forward to the practicals, but the essentials. So thank you very much, Mwalimu, for today's lesson. I'm sure our viewers have been helped a lot. And thank you very much, dear viewers, for your continued support. We really appreciate it. And if you have not subscribed, please do so. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and comment. Tell us whether these videos we're making are of any help to you. And for those who've been commenting, thank you very much. There are people who have been very, very faithful. Like Josephine Muinde has been a very faithful commenter. So thank you very much, and God bless you, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.